Hey y'all, Janae here. Welcome to the It's NayLew channel. And it's my birthday! Ah! 35. My parents sent it to me. Yes, it's my birthday. I'm 35. Thank you if you some of y'all are following me like on my other social medias, TikTok and Instagram. So if you shouted me out, I want to say thank you. You want to shout me out down below? Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's a blessing. I feel so blessed. Like, you know, just another year. Here's the 35 mo. So again, thank you, thank you. If you want to bless the birthday girl, you don't have to, but my Cash App is, I will put it somewhere. I'm going to put it somewhere, and then I'm going to put it in the description box. If you want to, you don't have to. If you want to say, hey, here a little $5, $10, get you a little bit of wine, a little bit of drink, that's cool too. But we are here for Life After Lockup, Season 6, Episode 12. Yes, Episode 12. Let's go ahead and get into it. This episode didn't give too much, so a lot of it is going to be just me rambling, child. But that's all right. We friends. We are here. We are here. But I had a good day so far. Me and my friend, her birthday is on the 14th, so you know, Big Leo's in the building. We went out for brunch and all that stuff, so it's a good time. I got nice and tipsy. I came home, relaxed. I just went and got me some food, some cupcakes, and all that. They even had a cute little dog cupcake. It's adorable. Maybe I'll put it in like my maybe I'll put it in the short or something. But it's adorable. It's adorable. And I got this. If y'all never had this, try it. It's good. It is good. But again, this episode didn't give too much. I have my notes here, so I'm going to try not to look down too much, but I think we'll be okay. And if I missed anything, it's not important. Daniel and Bianca, let's get them out the way because... So he had an email saying, an old email saying that he had to go to court in like some place in Arizona, which was like 3 hours away, 3.5 hours away. He said it'd be like 7 hours going there and back. He had to go to court the next day. So he's like, oh snap, I gotta go to court, da 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 da. And Bianca's like, well, why didn't you realize this and all that stuff? And again, I don't care. I'm gonna try with them because it seems like they're giving a little, but not really at the same time. Does that make sense? But so he had to go to court from a theft charge he caught 6 years ago. He stole from a Walmart, and they showed, I guess it was like the receipt of the stuff he showed. And I saw Jose Cuervo. I said, they got Jose Cuervo at the Arizona Walmart? Wait a minute, because all they sell is wine and beer down here or here in Texas. But anyway, then we see a scene with Bianca and her cat. They got a cat named Sushi. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Justine and Michael, another story, which is like, okay. Justine and Mike, we see them take a boxing class because Justine trying to get her body back, you know, after having 2 babies back to back, which is cool. And she's really gung-ho about this wedding, which I'm like, okay, again, maybe not $60 or $60,000, but it is what it is. If that's, you know, she's like, I just want one day. And I'm like, okay, that's fair. That's fair. I think it's fair, but Mike is very much into this barbershop business and all that stuff. And unbeknownst to Justine, he already said yes. So they already supposed to be in the hole $100,000. So he meets with Mike and Missy. Was that the guy's name? Jay and Missy. I'm sorry. Jay and Missy. And they talking about it. And again, keep in mind, I watched this episode twice. I watched it last night on Friday when I was getting my nails done. See? Leopard, because, you know, I'm the leopard girl. Anyway. So Justine and Michael, they're talking about this business and all that stuff. And Justine keeps talking about the wedding. And Jay's like, are you willing to postpone the wedding? And Mike's like, yeah, sure. And Justine's like, what? So they get into an argument and all that stuff. Again, they're grasping at straws. They're freaking grasping at straws at this point. But let's go ahead and move on. Where is Troy, Z, and Mama Karen? That's what I need to know. Where they at though? Where they at though? Where they at though? Where they at though? I may or may not still be a little tipsy. Well, I'm not tipsy from brunch anymore, but I'm just excited. It's my birthday. It's just a great day, you know. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm giving y'all lots of energy, but that's good, right? That's great. Hey, like, comment, subscribe. Okay, I'm sorry. Kiana and Demadric, they didn't really give us too much until the end anyway. They was bickering back and forth about the whole party and all that stuff. Then they go to work, and then we see a scene with Joella. Now, as a producers, y'all ain't ish. And maybe because I noticed it because I wear glasses, I have contacts in now, but Joella's glasses was crooked the whole time in the confessional. I was like, producers, y'all ain't ish. Y'all could have been like, Joella, y'all could have did that, but y'all didn't, so y'all ain't ish. Sorry. Y'all not ish for that. But anyway, then we see a scene with Joella and her cousin. I guess she's in the beauty industry. She said she had her own line of makeup or is working on her own line. Then she was talking about, her cousin, like doing her cousin's face to get hours. So my assumption is she's in cosmetology school. So good for her on that. Even my cup is leopard, yes. But again, they're talking about the party and all this stuff. And then she's like, the cousin was like, how's Demadric and all that stuff. And she was like, yeah, he came over last night or the other day trying to, that. And the producers asked her, when is the last time you and Demadric slept together? And she was just like, I could get it anytime I want. I was like, and I'ma just leave it at that. She's like, I don't know why he keep coming back to me. It must be the faucet. I was like, girl, have you no shame? Like, damn, just keep a little something to yourself, a little something for your man, which your man who ain't your man but kind of is your man. I don't know, to to enjoy. Just can't be telling everybody I got that. Anyway. But that was pretty much it with them. Oh, and then they were talking about the whole Kiana having the posting pictures of Joella, posting her pictures and all of that. And Joella's like, I got something for her. And then we see Kiana at work, and they're her boss and her coworker, they're kind of talking like, you and Joella gotta be cool. Like, when is that gonna happen? And she's like, I'm not interested, da 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 da. And the coworker was like, pipe down, sis. I was like, oh shoot. But anyway, so that happens, and we get to, oh yes, Kiana gets a phone call. She gets a phone call, and she's like, hello? She's like, what? Da-da-da. And then Joella's in the confessional talking about something about payback and all that stuff. Again, I watched it twice, and again, this episode just did not hit, in my opinion, so it was hard to grasp every single thing that happened. But again, you want to talk about it more? Drop down in them comments. Let's go. But so she talks to her boss, and she's like, can you take this off? So she takes her mic off. She goes in the bathroom and all that. The producers check on her. It's like, yeah, just come out when you're ready. So Joella must have dropped something. Maybe she dropped a tape or something. I don't know what Joella dropped online, if that's the case. Or maybe she just sent her messages. Maybe Joella sent a video of Demadric and her getting in it. I don't know, child. I don't know. But I guess, again, they didn't give us too much this episode, so maybe next week we'll get more. We'll obviously get more of the backstory. All right, so it's 2 weeks later. Will's getting ready to get Courtney out of jail. And, he's packing up the car, and he gets a call saying the out-of-state transfer, because Courtney violated her parole, has been denied. So as of now, Courtney is stuck in Oregon. Will is still in California. His friend called him, and when he was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to work from Portland. I guess he has a remote job. He has to work from Portland for a while and all that stuff. And his friend was like, why are you even bothering, or something like that. But it started getting good with them, because we see Courtney get out of jail. She's out. She's looking for Will. Will ain't there. Ain't no Will. So, we see Mark. And I'm going to call him Creepy Mark, because he was creepy. I don't know how old this man was. Courtney's what, 24? This man was given every bit of 45. Maybe even 50, but he was creepy. He's, so she calls Will, and he's like, where are you? She's like, where are you? He's like, I'm still in California and all that. And she's like, you're supposed to be there when I'm down and all that stuff. And Will, to what I got, Will's pretty much saying to her, like, you ain't keeping up your end of the bargain. So, you know, I'm not coming and all that stuff. And then he's like, how'd you get out? Or who's picking you up? And she's like, Mark is picking me up. Now, remember, Courtney had a bunch of sugar daddies when she was in jail. So I don't know if he was one of them. She's like, he's a friend and all that stuff. And he's like, who the fuck is Mark? Who the fuck is Mark? And he's like, did he get you a new phone? Did he get you $3,000 worth of new clothes? I'll take $3,000 worth of new clothes, Will. Anyway. But my dog. Goodbye. Anyway, y'all. So, so he's like, so he keeps saying like, oh, I did this for you, I did that for you, and all that stuff. But like, I mean, I get it, but at the same time, that's what you chose to do, Will. That's what you chose to do. Pardon me, y'all. That's what you chose to do. And she's like, oh, Mark sends me money. He understands me. Mark wants to put Courtney through the bed frame. Like, you could tell. And it's creepy. It's creepy, and it's kind of gross. So, anywho. Courtney said, are you going to help me? And all that stuff. Courtney's like, are you going to help me? While I'm out and all that stuff. And at this point, Will's like, no. And Mark's like, F that guy. Come on, let's go. Let's go. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. And I'm sorry, y'all. Okay. So, Will eventually hangs up the phone on her. Mark and Courtney are in the car. Mark is like holding Courtney's hand. I don't know if he's like holding her hand or something like that, but he had her hand, like his hand, like, you know, her hand is there on the passenger side. I don't know if her hand was open or whatever, but he had his hand either on top of it or something. But he's like, you know, Creepy Mark's like, I'm here for you, like, and all this stuff. And Courtney's like, you know, Mark's been there for me. The producers asked, had they ever had something going on? Courtney said never, and it will never happen. And I believe Courtney. I don't think Mark is her type, but at the same time, like towards the end of, you know, their whole segment, she said she's willing to do anything to get by. Mind you, none of those things said a job. None of those things said a job. Just keep that in mind. None of them things said a job, but she's like, I'm willing to do whatever I can to get by. And I'm just like, and Mark is giving very much like, well, you know, this is a blessing in disguise that the transfer didn't go through. He's giving very much, if I was your man, here's what I would do. Like, he ain't treating you good, I got you. Like, and it's so creepy. I'm watching this and I am uncomfortable for Courtney, okay? And she's like, she would love to never have to rely on anybody again. Courtney, J-O-B, job. I know you were in jail, but there are ex-inmates that are doing the damn thing. Louis, y'all remember Louis and Melissa, my Jersey couple? Louis doing his thing. Rob from Rob and Teeny, like so many other people, so many past people just doing their thing, just moving on from the past and all that stuff. So she's just like, I wish I didn't have to rely on anybody is just giving like you don't want to do anything. And that's kind of sad. Like, like you don't want, girl, start her OnlyFans, something, shit. Tisha and Keith. They are, so I knew I was forgetting somebody. Letitia and Keith, they are in the limo and, they pull away and then I guess the driver gives them some privacy and he comes back an hour later and they are just like in the afterglow of love making. And I was like, did they do it in the limo? In broad daylight? I know the windows are tinted, but damn. Well, I mean, if, she had to check out of the hotel, I'm assuming, because, they were going straight to Iowa, but the limo? Oh, my God. But Letitia's like, he turned me every which way but loose. I was like, oh, man. And Keith, he was like... yeah, he's like, it just felt good to just admire that, smack it and da-da-da-da-da. And I was just like, okay, well, they got it in and everybody's happy. She was happy with what he was working with and, he was happy with how she was doing. Okay. All right. Anyway. So they're about to get on the bus. We find out that Keith is going to be in a halfway house for 3 months. And it's co-ed, so males and females. Letitia's not too fond of that. She's like, there's some bold females out there. There's some bold-ass females out there. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So, it's giving very much... I know, I'm from Jersey. I talk with my hands. I'm sorry. Talk with my hands. Okay. So, Keith's letting her know, like, she ain't got nothing to worry about. So... they're on the bus. They get to Iowa. Everybody's happy. Everybody's happy. Her youngest daughter embraces him. Her oldest daughter, which, before she was given a little standoffish, but she's a teenager. She was just like, hi. Like, she gave Keith a hug and she gave him like a card. And I guess she had some really nice words to say. So he really appreciated that. So he said, it's good to see my kids. And I'm just like... again, that they're married, so if she want them to call him daddy or whatever, they married. Anywho, so again, we see Keith's Aunt Marcia, that, watches Letitia's kids, Keith's grandma, and then we see, Keith's daddy. Lord have mercy. Keith's daddy is fine. He's fine. He's fine. He's fine. Whoo! Jesus. Whoo. Whew. Hold on, y'all. Like, okay, Mr. Keith's dad. The daddy look better than the son. Okay. He was a good looking man. And after that, I had to take a cold shower. I'm playing. I'm joking. That's a joke, y'all. That's a joke. But Keith's daddy looked good, and, they were talking about how, he's happy to see his son. He's emotional. They get in the Uber, go to the halfway house. That's it with them. All right, so as soon as Brooke leaves Bonnie, Bonnie texted JK, like, you need to get here now. You need to get here now. JK is, because he's trying to get into, like, some kind of trucking job, like, where, this, correct me if I'm wrong, y'all, but I guess the stops are short or something like that, or it's like, you're done in a day, like, you're not going to be, like, a whole, going cross the country for weeks at a time and all that stuff. So he meets up with his dad. Dad's a cool dude. Nice looking guy too. Not like he's daddy though. Whoo! Okay, I'm bad. But nice looking guy. He's talking about, the what is it? Oh, they're just talking and how Keith's dad. Whoo, sorry. See? Just thinking about him. Okay. How JK's dad, wasn't really there for him on the inside and all that stuff. And, the whole try to do better and all that. But, good. He looks just like his dad. But his daddy got teeth. But JK's dad took accountability. So that's good. That's really good. So JK heads to Bonnie's job. Bonnie's on break now, so she can go outside and sit. She pretty much tells JK that Brooke lost her job, and JK's like, oh, he's sorry. She tells JK that Brooke lost her job, or she's like, oh, Brooke was by here, and he was like, how? She's at work, and he was like, apparently not anymore. But anywho, so Brooke is at home. Brooke's at JK's mama's house, and she offers to cook. She offers to cook meatloaf. Now, y'all, I may be oblivious. Brooke was, she's mixing up the meatloaf. She's making meatloaf, so she, gotta, put the meatloaf together, make it form into a loaf and all that stuff. But she used barbecue sauce, and I was very confused. Again, all the years of me, having meatloaf and all that stuff, I ain't never seen it with barbecue sauce. If that's something that y'all have done before, please let me know. Again, pardon my ignorance. If I didn't know, I just didn't know. But I seen barbecue sauce, and I was thoroughly confused. I was like, are we having ribs? Like, what's going on? Are we having some chicken? What's happening? But Brooke is... So, Brooke's, putting the barbecue sauce in there. And I ain't see no seasoning. But then when I got, then they had... She was at the oven, like, I guess getting veggies and, like, potatoes and all that stuff together. And I saw some seasonings there. But I was like, there ain't no... seasoning in the meat. You just gonna do barbecue sauce and that's it. But okay, so everybody eating. JK gets home and she's like, oh yeah, get you a plate and all that stuff. The mama said we were waiting for you to eat, and JK's like, nah, I'm good, I got this food here and all that stuff. And Brooke's like, oh, you don't want to eat what I made and all that stuff. And JK was like, nah. So and then the meatloaf was dark. That meatloaf was dark as hell. It was the barbecue sauce, damn it. Anyway, so they're at the table and they talking, and JK said, I went to Bonnie's today, or Bonnie's job today. And Brooke's like, oh, and pretty much he put her on blast, like, oh, why you ain't telling me you lost your job and all that stuff. And JK walks out, or no, they get to arguing, and he's like, oh, so you lying like Alex? That's his ex. And she's like, oh, what? Like, anytime somebody says the name Alex, she goes off. What you say? Why are you talking about Alex? What you saying about me and Alex? She's like, oh, you lying like Alex did and all that stuff. And he walks out, and Brooke's like, I told Bonnie not to tell him. What did you think was going to happen, Brooke? What did you think was going to happen? The mom's like, don't be dishonest and all that stuff. Say you lost your job, if that's what it is. So, Brooke goes outside to talk to JK, and she's like, JK points out that, since he's been out, since he's been inside, Brooklyn had about 8 different jobs. And I said, where? Like, not where, but I'm like, damn, like, you could have, like, the way this job market is, you could get a job like that, Brooke. Like, anywho, so, you know, they get to arguing and all that stuff. And she's like, well, you're not even working. And he's like, well, he said, bitch, I'm trying to work. And I said, here you go with the bitches again. Like, damn. And Will called Courtney a bitch too. Well, when he hung up, and he's like, stupid. Did he say stupid bitch? I don't remember. But I know he said the B word up in there. So, he's like, I'm trying to work and all that stuff. And again, he brings up the, why you lying? Alex used to lie. She's like, I lied one time about a job, not some other man, da 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 da. And he's like, get the F out my house. I said, well, first of all, it's your mama and your stepdaddy's house, but I digress. And Brooke's like, I ain't leaving. I said, Brooke, you should. Where your kids at? Where your kids at? But, so they are going back and forth. And again, not one of them have a job at the moment, and they are trying to have a baby. Brooke was, y'all remember earlier, you know, the other episode that was early in the day, Brooke was laying on the air mattress with her legs up, trying to get the, you know, the stuff down to her stuff faster. And I'm just like, Lord, I hope this girl don't end up pregnant. Although I don't think so. But that's pretty much it. What did y'all think of this week's episode? Again, it didn't hit like that for me. I watched it twice, like I said, and like the first time it kind of went fast because again, I was getting my nails done, so it wasn't not like I was looking, but you know, some parts I was looking at. But then when I watched it again, I still was hard to like get my attention. Where is Troy, Z, and Mama Karen? That's all I want to know. But at any rate, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see y'all on the next video. Later.